Ain't no justice in this town. There is no justice right now, y'all. There is no justice because they continue to attack our people and put our people in the criminal legal system. But the way we fight back with one another, the way we fight back is in community. It is a constitutional right. It is an ancestral right to fight back. So welcome to the State of Emergency DC press conference. My name is Frankie Sebron. I am a mother, a community organizer, a third generation Washingtonian. Native Washingtonians, Heritage Water Streams, Free DC, and community leaders called this press conference to address the ongoing state of emergency in DC. As federal forces escalate repression in the district, MPD continues to brutalize residents without impunity, most recently assaulting our community member and organizer and friend, Afeni Evans. And to that we say shame. Shame. And to that we say shame. Shame. With the increase of arrests, we have seen a spike in the courts, leading to hundreds of people being seen in arraignment court. And that's why we're outside of these courts today. Our courts are already overburdened. The DC system cannot sustain this influx. We call not only on community leaders, but our elected officials to stand with us as we continue to fight to protect home rule. Today we will address the consequences of federalization of DC, amongst other things, and uplift the voices of youth and community advocates fighting for safety, self-determination in Black and brown neighborhoods. But just like we are fighting in the street, we're going to fight in the courts. Protecting Black youth should never be considered a crime. That's right. The violence that occurred against our loved one and comrade Afeni is unimaginable. And to that we say shame. And we will not stand idly by and let these police officers, these murderers, these racists, these fascists continue to brutalize our people without consequence. This is what fascism looks like, and Afeni is here to tell her story.
Hi y'all. Hi, my name is Afeni. I'm a community organizer with Fair Budget Coalition, Heritage Water Streams, national stuff. To be honest, I'm really just a concerned citizen. I'm someone who cares deeply about justice, equity, and compassion. On August 11th, the district has seen an unjust and violent occupation at the hands of a very thin-skinned dictator. This occupation has emboldened an already overzealous police presence to increase their brutality and their subjugation against district residents. And no matter what the mayor says, the city of DC is not grateful for the influx of illegal stops and searches. The city of DC is not grateful, not thankful for the militarization of an unaccountable police force or patrols by Trump and his administration. On August 15th, myself and other concerned citizens went to Navy Yard to do one thing, and that was protect Black children. We informed our youth of the curfew that was being implemented in the city. We walked them home, we walked them to the metros or safely to their guardians. All activities that are not illegal or arrestable. As we began to wrap up our night, we witnessed 3 young boys being stopped by Metro Transit Police at the turnstile. And as we filmed this interaction, I was singled out. Okay, girl. You got this. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't like to cry in public. It's really not a thing for me. So I'm just, yeah. I was singled out. Pepper sprayed so close to my face that I could feel the pressure of the can. I was slammed to the ground and arrested. I was arrested, and it is my belief that they were trying to intentionally hold me for longer than necessary. I sat in police cars for hours on end with pepper spray on my face and on my body the entire time. I was not processed until 7 hours after my arrest. During this time, pepper spray continued to spread down my body and burning my eyes. And the thing that really stays with me the most in this whole experience is just the amount of pain that I was in, and ultimately that I was arrested in an attempt to silence and quell dissent. Right now, all across our city, people are being disappeared by masked federal agents. My arrest was just the tip of the iceberg of the brutality and the dehumanization that people are experiencing. This is not about crime or about public safety. This is about controlling the people. As fascism continues to echo through our streets, we must be steadfast in our stand for justice, because we know that the safest communities do not have more police, they do not have tanks, they do not have masked vigilantes running around with guns, but they have more resources. They have more resources, and the safest communities have compassion, humanity, and love at the center. Now the president is threatening to take over other black-led cities all over our country. And it is important that we know that it is our right to dissent. It is our right to film the police, and it is not illegal to hurt their feelings. Because in this moment, we are the saviors that we have been looking for. More than ever, we need to use our bodies, our voices, and our resources to protect each other. Because our mayor has decided that she is going to be a part of, be an active participant in the brutality and the occupation of our city. And we have decided that we are going to be an active participant in making sure that we are going to do everything in our power to hold our line and get our city back. Thank you.
Y'all, it takes a lot of courage to get up on a microphone and recount traumatic experiences. We love Afeni. We love you. 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 Afeni said it's not plainly that what happened and everything that she's gone through is exactly what's happening to so many black people across this city. Our lockup lists are in the hundreds. That we say shame, which is why we're out here, and when I say we're going to fight in the street and we're going to fight in the court, I mean that. Because the same violence that starts in the street streets continues into these courtrooms, and it is up to us. It is up to us to be there for our folks. And that's why we're here today. We're going to provide wraparound jail and court support for everybody who comes out of the building today. Until the last one leaves. But just like we're going to fight in the street, we're going to fight in the court. I'm going to introduce Andrew Clark from District Legal Group. A badass lawyer. Y'all make some noise for our lawyer, Andrew Clark.
We are facing a state of emergency. We are facing a state of emergency. People are being involuntarily taken from their homes simply because of where they were born. Activists like Afeni are being arrested for protecting other people's constitutions, including hers. We must protect the First Amendment. A 60-year crime should not lead to an arrest. What Afeni was doing on that day did not deserve the brutality that she faced as a result. And when I went into that lockup and I saw her eyes burning, her spirit was not broken. Our spirit cannot be broken. Free DC. Free DC. Free DC. Free DC. We are facing a state of crisis because as the district faces unprecedented financial hardship, businesses are closing, there are checkpoints to enter the city. And where are these checkpoints situated? For people coming from Prince George's County. We need DC leadership to not want to fit in, but to stand up and show out. This is not a reflection of the people of the community. What the mayor is talking about is not a reflection of what we want. The people want the cessation of the military in the district. Free DC. Free DC. Free DC. Free DC. Our young daughters and sons should not be exposed to AR-15s and mass law enforcement individuals in their neighborhood. Our citizens should not be so scared of police encounter that they shutter themselves inside. We need free DC. Free DC. Free DC. Free DC. Oh, I love the way that sounds. But we need to make sure that our politicians are being held accountable. Because we can march as much as we want, but we need their help. Because they're the ones creating the laws. No arrests do not keep us safe. Today, the judges, prosecutors, and defense attorneys are going to have to face 106 arrestees from over the weekend. And less than a quarter were violent offenses. And we question whether during those arrests, the Constitution was upheld. We have mass officers running around knocking people off of bikes. We have people at checkpoints being pulled over for minor things and then being disappeared. And for that, they should be shameful. We all have a job to do. I get it. We all need a paycheck. But are you going to be on the wrong side of history, or are you going to be on the right side of history? We should not be afraid to call the police for fear that we will become the target. You cannot police a community by force. People in the back heard me. I said, you cannot police a community by force. Do more police lead to safer neighborhoods? No. Do more police lead to safer neighborhoods? No. All right. right, well, let me give you some facts here. DC saw its sharpest decline in crime in 30 years. 30 years. At the same time, DC MPD saw its lowest numbers since the 1970s. More police do not keep us safe. And it is not MPD that's keeping us safe. Because who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
With organizations like Harriet Water Streams, CDC, Life After Release, and the Fair Budget Coalition, Black Lives Matter, the community has a voice, and the community has a voice. Free DC! Free DC! Resources invested in our community, schools, better quality housing, and our citizens for the new job market. We cannot focus on these projects while being occupied by a military that doesn't even understand our neighborhoods. We have come too far just to come this far. Now we are facing the test of resiliency, but we've been here before. Our fortitude as a people have been tested, and every time we rise up and overcome. And as I look out and I see the diversity of the races represented here, I know that we are all on the right side of history. And that we will be remembered for standing up for what's right and just, even when it doesn't always affect us directly. So I leave y'all with this. Do you want to be free? Yeah. Or do you want to be at home on the couch, not caring about anything? This is a call for not just the people of DC, but for cities all across the United States. Because what's happening here is a test. And if you follow this blueprint, if you follow what these organizations are doing, when they come to your city, they will not stay. Free DC!
Free DC!
Free DC!
Free DC!
Thank you.
Who keep us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keep us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who shut shit down?
We shut shit down.
Who shut shit down?
We shut shit down.
I want to invite our Executive Director and fearless leader of Harriet's Wildest Dreams to the mic. This work is continuous, right, Nene? This work is continuous.
All right, there we go. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love one another.
We must love one another.
We must support one another.
We must support.
We must protect one another.
We must protect one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains. And its occupation.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
As my program manager, Frankie, spoke, that Nene Teller, the executive director and co-founder of Harriet's Wildest Dreams. I'm also the co-founder of Free DC with my co-founders, Kelsey Adams and Kaya and Alex Dodd. Free DC.
Free DC.
We're not free till all of us get free. Trump forces have occupied DC for three weeks now. He has done so in spite of the will of the people of DC and without the support of the people across the country. Almost daily, he intensifies the occupation with provocation, making it crystal clear that this was never about crime. It has always been about control, testing the extent of his power and reaching DC in order to
expand the use of forces across the country. I want to be clear on that. D.C. status as a territory without rights and protection of the state made the city an early, easy target in Trump's experiment in authoritarianism. Though the temporary power of the D.C. president was a point, he quickly to emerge the federal forces, expanding their powers, arming them into our communities, explicitly seeking to take away our constitutional rights, criminalizing more of our actions, taking over key places in the city, and experiment with new specialized forces, built specifically to deploy our cities and crush dissent. I want y'all to be clear on what he's doing. When we up, Frankie. Yeah, I'm tired.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired. But this work is continuous. We will not stand idle while our people, our communities used as his testing ground. Are we going to stand idle? No! I'm checking. For the people in the back, are we going to stand idle? It is black and brown people of this city who are paying the price. The white people to use our privilege, but it's black and brown people that's paying this price right now. We are the people who's being targeted, kidnapped, brutalized, interrogated, intimidated. It is our black youth who are being harassed, attacked with no choice but to face military forces while they just trying to go to school. It is unhoused neighbors who are having their precious belongings destroyed, penalized simply for trying to stay alive in a city where survival for the safety is getting harder and harder every day. It is our loved ones with immigrator status who are being stolen off the street and disappeared into the system. This occupation is costing the federal government $1 million a day. If those millions were pulled into the city, instead, we could get homeless people into safe houses. We could fund the community programs that are real solutions to end crime. We could fund the community program that the real causes of DC's 30-year low crime that actually can decrease and make everybody be free. At Harris Wildest Dreams, it is our duty to keep fighting. We're going to do this by politically educating our people, court watching, participatory defense, our loved ones that have legal cases. We got you. We got our DC safety squad, where we're going to come out and we're going to support them in a medical way, in a mental way, and in a mutual way to give them the essential things they need daily to survive. Andrew Lord reminds us, the master's tool will never dismantle the master's house. We must use our own tools to dismantle racist oppression and build the world black people deserve. Our actions today must match this energy. It must match with urgency. This is beyond public safety and crime. Just like the civil rights movement was more than about, I can't cuss, but about fountains. It wasn't about fountains for the civil rights. If you believe we deserve better, the only way forward is to join the movement for black liberation, rise to the moment to protect our neighbors, and DC home and be on the side of freedom. Our demands, we need to end the occupation now. Remove all the trumps, all the troops, and expand federal forces from our streets. Drop all the charges made against the people in D.C. during this unjust occupation. Save D.C. home rule. It is essential that the hard-fought wins for independent power within the district, like much of the 1974 District of Columbia Home Rule Act, which gives D.C. residents the power to elect our own city leaders, be protected at all costs. We will will not give up the capital city, and its people to control of what will be dictatorship and authoritarians in this administration. What we need from the press right now. We call on you to report on this occupation as what it is, the intentional build-up to an all-out authoritarian rule. We call on you to report on what's really happening in the courts, in the immigration system, to the people being kidnapped and being occupied by these forces. To the reporters, we call on you. On how MPD and federal law enforcement agents and ICE are engaging in systematic, unconstitutional, racist practices, stopping and arresting black people. We call on you to report on how Trump and his executive orders are violating our community members and our constitutional Fourth Amendment rights. To the people of Washington, D.C., we have put in place on the website where you can upload videos of police and ICE kidnapping, violence, brutality, and arrest towards our community members. You can visit filmthepolicedc.org to submit your footage. If you believe in now that we deserve better, the only way forward is to join the movement. And we want you all to help us free DC. Free DC. Free DC. We need statehood now. Statehood now. Thank you.
We who believe in justice cannot rest. We who believe in justice cannot rest until it comes. And we're gonna keep going, y'all. We're gonna keep going because just like so many speakers before you, the folks who need us, the folks who need our support are right here in this building. I want to remind you that as we speak, there are 100 of our community members that are being held in Central Cell Block, right where we are. And we need your support to Film the Police. Go to filmthepolice.org. That is the new website in collaboration with Migrant Mutual Aid Network. That's where we need everybody to send all of their videos, all of their photos, all of your sightings, filmthepolice.org. All right. Now we will have from our legal defense and co-conductor with Harriet Walker James.
Who keep us safe? Who keep us safe? Absolutely. So part of the ways that we keep each other safe here at Spotted Dreams is that we watch the courts, right? Yeah. What is going on in DC streets, these courts, that's going in the rents cannot handle it, right? Our courts have been going on to 1 o'clock in the morning, which means that people have been held in cells and in cages until wee hours of the morning. Prosecutors, judges sitting on the bench until wee hours of the morning. Our people are not diabetics. Folks who have conditions are not getting proper food and nutrients because they're sitting down and being held in our courts. And how do we know this? Because Harriet's Wildest Dreams has had a court watching program since 2021. Say, when you get ready, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. When you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So because of the work that we have intentionally been doing in Harriet's Wildest Dreams, we have been able to be the container to be able to be here and watch our community and watch what is going on in this injustice system. We have been the ones here at the courts, day in and day out, watching our community. When we were talking about Secure DC and other legislation that was happening here in DC, it was court volunteers that have been able to show up and show out and let the city know that what you think is happening is not really happening here in Washington, D.C. through our court system. So I'm asking everyone to come out and to join our Court Watch DC volunteer group. We also do something called participatory defense, as Nene has stated earlier. We are watching and we are also protecting our people. How many folks know that prosecutors are also cops? They are the top law enforcement officers. So So once they beat you in the street, the police, then you have to go into the top cops, which is our prosecutor, our USAO office, and we have to protect our people in the courts. So come out and court watch and be a part of our participatory defense, because when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Yeah, stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. Say free DC. Free DC. Say free DC. Free DC. Say free DC. How are we gonna do that? We're gonna be court watching. We're gonna be filming the police. We're gonna be good upstanders for our neighbors. We're gonna get involved. We're gonna be active. We're gonna be collective. Because for popular resistance to work, we all have to be doing it. We all have to be doing it. So if you know somebody that's at home right now and that they can be dropping off donations, we need water, we need snacks, we need fruit, we need all those. We are here until the last person leaves. And 1 a.m. last week, 1 a.m. people were being released from this building. So somebody call somebody so we can get some supplies and we can support the people of DC. It is our duty. It is our duty. Next up, we will have our wonderful Sam, who is the Ward 8 Free DC organizer, to tell us about youth voices.
Hey y'all. I am Sam Davis. I use she, they pronouns. I'm the founder of Black Swan Academy and organizer with Free DC. Shout it out. I'm representing community activists, mothers, parents, caregivers, young people, youth organizations all throughout this city when we are now making a message directly to Mayor Bowser and our local elected officials. Earlier this week, we heard Mayor Bowser make remarks that suggested that she was not in solidarity with DC residents. Mayor Bowser has turned back on the community once again. The Trump administration is enacting harm and violence on our neighbors in our city through heightened police presence and legislative overhauls that infringe on our rights. These policies and attempted takeover further criminalize Black, brown, migrant, unhoused, queer, and youth bodies. Mayor Bowser is now complicit. Mayor Bowser is now complicit with the occupation and the violence that we are experiencing and has absolved herself to represent the will of the people. DC is our home. These are our streets. We stand in solidarity with young people of this city who are put most at risk by these acts of violence. This is what they have named will keep them safe. We know that DC deserves autonomy, dignity, radical investments in our social services. We deserve thriving communities without the fear of over-policing or incarceration. We deserve to be free. Repeat after me. We deserve to be free. We deserve to be free. And we call on our local elected officials to take a harm reduction approach. There are things that we can do. There are steps that we can make, and silence is not an option. I'm going to share some demands that young people and activists have came up with for local elected officials, and I'm excited for a young person to introduce herself to share more demands. Number one, local elected officials and Mayor Bowser must publicly and unapologetically stand with your constituents. Call for ICE, the National Guard, and every other law enforcement surge to leave our streets and our communities. Immediately. Require all law enforcement agents to be unmasked and to identify themselves. That includes local MPD. Ban all ICE, National Guard, and federal agents from schools, places of worship, child care facilities, and other protected places immediately. And cease any expansion of local MPD power, including enacting new curfew or drug-free zones immediately. What we know is in this moment, any and all expansion of local law enforcement power is also an expansion of federal power. We cannot have it. And Mayor Bowser, join everyone else in advocating and lobbying to reinstate the entire $1 billion cut from our city's budget. We need those funds. We need those funds to meet the ongoing social and economic needs of our communities. Let's give it up for Naima, y'all.
Hello, my name is Naima. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a current 10th grader, and today I'm going to be representing DC Girls Coalition. Here are our demands. Require schools to adapt and enforce safety protocols in response to law enforcement surge. With the surge in law enforcement, it is imperative that schools enforce safety protocols. We say we value education, and as a city, we're obligated to protect our students. Stop displacing our unhoused. The government will do anything and everything to stray away from helping people in need. Trump has made it clear that he will continue to attack our unhoused neighbors. So local government, we need you to use every tool in your toolbox to keep our unhoused safe. We need to expand availability to Kids Ride free cards and invest in reliable and safe transportation for youth. All youth should have access to Kids Ride free cards. Schools should have more and enough Kids Ride free cards to disseminate to DC public libraries and to disseminate to all students. And for no reason should a young person be engaged by law enforcement if they do not have their Kids Ride free card on them. Our goal in this moment and in every moment is to reduce the police and youth encounters to prevent anything from happening. We need to protect our sanctuary city status. DC is meant to be a sanctuary city, and almost every day you hear or see a story of another mother, father, grandmother, sister, or uncle taken away. These people are being kidnapped and carted away. The rise in deportation has come with a disgusting and unprecedented racial profiling, discrimination, and abuse. To those carried away longing for their families that they've built here on this stolen land. We must ban ICE and federal agents from places that are intended to be safe. As a young person in DC, I should be able to walk my streets and feel safe. With this surge in ICE members and federal agents, it is very, very important that Black and brown kids feel safe. We are citizens of DC, and we should be allowed to exist in our own neighborhoods. We also need to provide mental health and housing support citywide. Mental health and housing are of the utmost importance when you're a living and breathing being. We can't say we want to keep our city safe and then neglect and not invest in basic necessities for our people. Provide access to safe spaces for youth on the nights and weekends. With the recent enforcement of the curfew for youth under the age of 18, youth needs more spaces provided for them where they can grow, feel safe, and foster different relationships. Youth being outside has always been seen as a disturbance or as dangerous. But some can't go home. Some need safe spaces where they can live and have fun. Let us be kids. Revoking the phone ban in school is also very important. Especially now, anything can happen to us. And as young people, our families need to reach us immediately. Lastly, we need to hold local police accountable. We need to please hold these local police accountable because we are allowing them, actually we aren't allowing them, but they are being allowed to hurt others and hurt youth and hurt people a part of our community without precedent, and they aren't facing consequences. Thank you.
We know that in order to prevent violence from occurring in the first place, we must radically invest in the essential needs of our people. We must provide housing to our unhoused and not displace them. We must heal our communities, not criminalize them. And we must love our youth. All of our youth, not harm them. These are our demands. These are our demands. Mayor Bowser, stand with your constituents. Stand on the side of what is just and what is right for once. We want to enact some transformative leadership that we believe we need today, so I'm going to do a call and response and invite all of you all to join us. Power! Power! Transformation! Transformation! And miracles! And miracles! We want it! We want it! We need it! We need it! We got to have it! We got to have it! Right now! Right now! Right now! Right now! Right now! Right now! Peace, y'all.
So now we're going to call up my co-founder, Kaya, from Free DC Project. And then after we hear from Free DC Project, we are going to take questions from the media for Afeni and an attorney, or if anybody who have spoken at that time. And then we will come back and hear more from impacted community members. Kaya.
Thank you. So we have heard some stories of incredible brutality here that have been happening at the hands of this wannabe dictator, and now with the mayor's complicity. We have heard the voices of young people who are being harmed. We've heard what our demands are for liberation, for a free DC. And I want to talk a little bit right now about how we're going to get there together. It's actually going to take all of us as allies. It's going to take all of us in DC united, and it's going to take people outside of DC too. And I know everyone here knows people outside of DC. So we have a lot of things coming up in the coming days. We know that this 30-day surge is supposed to end very soon, right? We're 3 weeks into it. So we need it to end, and we also need to make this whole nightmare end. And so today, I want to say that they have gone too far in attacking DC. They have gone too far. And we have to stop it here. It will spread all over the country. It will spread primarily, I know, it will spread to places first that have black mayors and black and brown communities. And it is our responsibility as the people of the Capitol to make sure it stops here. And that means we need all of you, right? We have to stop this here. And that means that sometimes we have to do a bunch of things together, right? Even though we know everything we do, it may not be sufficient on its own, but together it is one of the dominoes that knock this thing down, right? This today, this attack on DC, this attack on Afeni, this attack on our young people, this is the beginning of the end of the Trump regime. That is what we are experiencing. And it's going to be that because that is what we are going to make it, right? So I need everybody here to show up. Show up at Court Watch. I need you to show up on September 4th this week when we go visit Congress, right? Every member of Congress needs to hear that all of us are unified. DC is united in saying we do not want this occupation. It must end. Not only do we not want this occupation, but we demand a free DC. And so we need it. Free DC! Free DC! Free DC! Free DC! Free DC! Free DC! So there's another thing I want to ask you all. I'm going to on next Saturday, we are having a march. We are all DC. That is our moment. I don't want a single person here to have a bit of empty floor space in your house, I want you to call your friends wherever they live. I know everyone knows somebody outside of DC, and we are going to gather together at 11 a.m. at Malcolm X Park on Saturday. We are going to make it clear just a few days before the end of this brutal occupation that we demand that it end, right? That's what we're going to do together, and we have plans if that doesn't work too. But we got to take it one step at a time, right? We're not only going to use the courts. We're not only going to use the streets. We're going to do both those things that Frankie said. But we are also going to, right? We're going to use our role as jurors. We're going to use our role as consumers. We're going to use our role as voters. We're going to use our role as workers. We're not going to do any of that shit. We're going to give everyone a people's pardon, and then we're going to take away all our labor if they continue this escalation city after city after city. This has to stop here, right now is where this ends. Free DC!
So basically what we're saying is that we're not going to comply.
No. That's right.
We're not going to comply. So at this, our streets. So at this time, we're gonna, if any of the media have any questions, we're just gonna pause so that we can get some questions, and then we're gonna come back because we have a couple of more speakers. But we wanted to make sure not to make sure we get the questions for Finney and her lawyer and anybody else who have spoken so far. Questions?
Yes, we're looking at every legal remedy that we have, including filing a lawsuit. As you know, the transit police is not part of Metropolitan Police, so they have different procedures that we plan to follow to get justice for Afeni. Justice for Afeni! Justice for Afeni! No, they haven't.
I know a few people talked about the court watch system. Can someone give a description of what you guys were seeing, I guess, a month ago coming through your
Yeah, so on a typical day, we would usually see about 40 to 60 folks being held and going through arraignment. For the last 2 Mondays, these lists have been, and when I say list, I mean people. There are people behind every single number. It's been in the hundreds. Last week, it was 140. The week before that, it was around 125. This week already, and there's only been one list released so far, there's already 105 people on that list. We expect to see more people today.
Come on, go ahead.
Let's be clear that the prosecutors and the judges are here, like I said, till 1 a.m., but the prosecutors are also asking for illegal things to be done, unconstitutional things to be done inside of the courtrooms. And so the judges are like, what is going on here? So we weren't seeing that before. Talking about the B holds and A holds, the different types of holds that are allowed to be done under law. And because of the ending in cash bail, the executive order that was signed, that has really impacted our courts. And so now prosecutors are asking for outrageous, outlandish things to be done that just aren't constitutional.
Any other questions?
Yes. What is the Congressional Black Caucus position on this issue of DC takeover? And will there be any actions taking place during the CBC week here?
So transparency, we haven't heard from them.
Sorry, y'all.
Any more questions?
Any reaction to President Trump's tweet earlier about Muriel Bowser, Mayor Bowser, saying that crime has been brought down to virtually nothing, and saying it's been a time victory?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Any reaction to President Trump's tweet earlier saying that the federal surge has been a giant victory, and he praised Mayor Muriel Bowser, saying that it's a giant victory and to virtually nothing.
So, I heard what they said. So, what I would say is this. Mayor Bowser has continuously showed us that she is more concerned with trying to anticipatorily comply with the Trump administration in order to protect her own power. Am I surprised that Donald Trump is now praising Mayor Bowser after she has already tried to strip sanctuary city status through the budget? No. Am I surprised that after she stripped worker protections away from people, that after meeting with the Republicans and they asked her to do that, she did that through the budget and the city council helped her do that? Am I surprised that they are interfering with this Commander Stadium deal, $2.2 billion in land value and public money? That the Republicans said, and Donald Trump said, that they wanted to see that stadium through, not only Mayor Bowser changed their tune, but the whole city council did as well. So am I surprised, or what is my reaction to Donald Trump saying, good job, Mayor Bowser? I think that's exactly the reaction she wanted. Good job, Mayor Bowser, you're a fascist too. And I want to be clear, with Mayor Bowser and the city council that you only got it's only two choices in this. That's to resist or concede. With the Orange Man, it's no winning with him. Every time we give him something, he moves the bar. So we either going to resist like we're doing and get on our team, or just concede and let the people fight.
Do we believe people have been personally targeted?
Absolutely, and as I say to that, it's like I asked the media, report the truth. They're not up in Georgetown, they're not at GW, they're at Howard. And if you all don't think these college students at Georgetown and GW are not outside drinking illegally, you're mistaken. They're just not in their parts of the city. They're choosing to be on in the marginalized black communities, right? So yeah, clap the surge because they're not in your communities. Any more questions?
In that same posting by President Trump, he ended it by saying, quote, "This never has to end." What do you think of that?
We say it will end. It will end. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose city? Our city. Whose city? Our city. He better do the history on DC. Any more questions?
Yeah, Trump has said he's caring about crime, but 3 times now, wanted war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu has come and met with him. Do you have a message about his crimes and how people should be standing up to him?
What I would say is, we do not negotiate with terrorists. That's what they keep telling us. And continuously, we see that Benjamin Netanyahu, the government of Israel, and many members of Congress have decided that they will continue to negotiate with the terrorist government of Israel. They will continue to be complicit in war crimes. And are we surprised that the current war criminal is talking to the past war criminal? Probably not. U.S. Israel.
From DC to Palestine.
From DC, from Palestine.
Occupation is a crime.
Occupation is a crime.
It's our official stance.
Any more questions before we go to the next speaker? Chuck.
There have been a lot of cop watch efforts all around the city. Can you give a couple examples of those that have been effective, some tactics that have worked to get ICE out or get MPD out or National Guard?
So I want to say the same thing as Harris Waters Dream's been doing this work since 2021 when we started. And so a lot of people are just up in the uproar like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. We're like, we playing chess while everybody play checkers. And so with that being said, same thing with Free DC. We knew that this day was coming. So unlike everybody else, we were planning already for him to make this move because we playing chess and not checkers. And with that being said, as we have a campaign where we have all 8 wards, the volunteers of that ward have actually started rapid response teams in each ward. And so what they do is we have places where it'll go out that ICE is here, arrest is happening here, and who's available to show up in that scene, they go and they shame the police, they push them out, tell them they're not welcome here. And let's be clear, a lot of these people, especially ICE, are not really agents. Some of them are J6ers, and this is why they're wearing their masks. They're bounty hunters, right? And I want to be transparent. I had to ask the assistant chief of police, what if I punch one of them in the face? And I was told that it's a federal offense because he have made them federal, he's deputizing to be federal officers, which they're just ordinary people. And they're literally violent. They're running over people and just out of control. So we tell the mayor and the council to get on the side of the people and get them out of our city. Before I go to jail. Before we go to jail. We trying, are we trying, y'all? Are we trying? Okay, we trying.
One more question.
One more question.
We'll close this portion.
Good. All right, y'all can ask, maybe come back. Let's just get our other speakers. And what I'm going to call out now is Flor Diego. He's one of the community violence interrupters who actually working with youth and actually in the streets. Like you just said, things that should be invest in resources that actually prevent crime and not react to crime like cops. And it's like programs like Flor that need to be invested into instead of the police.
Man, I don't know how to follow all these great speakers up today. They done a hell of a job. My name is Floyd D. Floyd, of Floyd World, or whatever you want to call them, an artist, podcast, activist, advocate. But I'm just a black man. I'm a human, first and foremost. Just a week ago, last week, I was right here in the same spot with a few good people who was out here advocating for me, right? Now, I'm somebody who do the work. I'm out here. I got a program. I'm the director of a program called Crayons Incorporated. We work with our homeless community, our youth community, returning citizens, etc. But I found myself, as I sat on the corner of my street just the other night, planning a community event with a couple of my brothers. And we had the same situation. We had an encounter with, hey, what might have been every agency, the DEA, FBI, Secret Service, MPD, ATF, right? They pulled up on us. It's 5 or 6 of us. We're not doing nothing. Nobody's committing no crimes. Nobody taking shots. We don't got the bottles in the air. No loud music, no drugs being held. Just community, right? And sometimes that's what a lot of us need. We don't have a big fancy community. They took away a lot of the resources, so we don't have a lot of this stuff that they say, you should just be in the house. Maybe it's hurt more to be in the house than outside with my loved ones, right? So we outside seeking community when they got us locked down. That's fine. It's not against the law. But what happened after that was we were surrounded by maybe 20, 25 or so agents with big guns. Silencers on the guns. This is the middle of the night. What you got the silencer for? Shame. Right? Shame. I like when y'all do that. That's cool. And we were so confused because a lot of the brothers were sitting there actually at the same time saying, Floyd, what you doing? So they couldn't imagine what's going on. All of us was a little baffled, right? And they locked one of my comrades up right there on the spot. He really was just walking in the house that he stays in. They chased down on him with big guns. He was afraid. They say, why don't you tell him your rights and tell him, man, when they got these big guns on you, it's hard to say, hey, I got the first, I got the second, this amendment, this is, they say, the hell with that, ain't no rights. They locked him up. He was in here for 3 days with no food. Shame. Right? We got him out, alhamdulillah. It was 140 people in court that day. 140 people. But what happens if they don't have me, if they don't have you, if they don't have people that's sitting out here waiting for them to the middle of the night, right? What do they do then? They get out of jail, if they lucky, right? They don't have no transportation, no money in their pocket. By the way, all the money that they took from my brother, all of a sudden the money went missing. Oh, we never locked you up, that never happened. Where's the proof? Luckily we had it all on camera, hopefully he gets his money back. But this is happening all over, right? It's not just in my neighborhood, this, that, and the third. And let me just say this. Yeah, crime is down 30%. I got a bunch of notes I was gonna say, but God's talking to me now. Crime is down 30% and all of that, but it's another side of this river that a lot of us don't go to, right? And these babies are getting slaughtered. Our seniors are dying somewhere in some house somewhere, right? When you talk about lack of real fresh food options, when you talk about lack of quality education, the schools on that side of the river are some of the lowest in the district, right? Yeah, uptown, the U Street, they're gonna do these little checkpoints, but in those parts of the city where people don't go to after a certain time, They there. Military forces, like I said, big guns. These kids have to see this. They already got PTSD from the reality they deal with every day. And then we add this on top of that. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know if any of us know. I might not agree with all of y'all. Y'all might not agree with me. I might say this, I might say that. But the answer isn't divisiveness, it's unity. We don't all have to agree. I don't have to, like I said, I might be a war room general. You might be a frontline soldier. We might not see eye to eye on everything. That's fine. But the mission has to be unified. Right now, we got to end the occupation of Washington, D.C. And I know some of y'all feel safe because y'all live in PG County, Moe County, but just know they did too. They did too. They was on Suitland Road, Branch Avenue. That's in PG County. They was up in Silver Spring. That's in Moe County. Right, so they everywhere. They not just right here. So don't think that this ain't your problem. This is our problem. When it was Gaza, it wasn't your problem. Huh? When it was the Sudan, it wasn't your problem. When it was the Congo, it wasn't your problem. But now it's right here at our doorstep. And it's all of our problem. Hell of a job to the organizers and the speakers today. Salute.
We're not free till all of us are free. We're not free until all of us are free. And so right now, I want to call up APCOG, an organization that been doing this work in D.C. Since like 2015. Like I said, our work is continuous. We didn't start this work yesterday. And so while everybody panicking, we've been doing this work. April?
I just have to say, when you see VIs, violence interrupters, don't believe the hype. Right? Don't believe what Muriel Bowser and those other folks say about violence interruption not working in our communities. A lot of the folks up here, we worked really, really hard on a legal strategy amendment called the NEAR Act, right? Yes. The NEAR Act, we supported Stop Police Terror Project who headed that up, and we said at that time, if they did fully implement it the way that it was supposed to be, we would be back here in 3 years. So every 3 years since that year, we are here with the state of emergency. We are here this is how it's escalated, right? With folks asking for more police, this is where we are. So I just want to say, we have had the solutions. But when your mayor tears up an amendment and doesn't fund half of that solution, it doesn't work. But what does work is saying that violence interruption doesn't work and then giving more money to the police. So I also want to say that Trump's alleged takeover of DC is a con. It's not about public safety, it's political theater. It's designed to make people think something new is happening when Black and other marginalized DC residents know we already live in the most heavily policed city in the United States. Our city, with a population of 700,000 people, is patrolled by 32 independent police departments, 8 university departments, and 5 local agencies that all have cooperative agreements with MPD under the Police Coordination Act. These agencies share the same immunity and powers as MPD when patrolling. Federal police have shared arrest powers and street-level joint operations in our neighborhoods with MPD for decades. They're simply emboldened now, shielded by near total hyper-immunity, and excitedly encouraged to be more public with their abuse, more brutal, and omnipresent than ever before. High on power, and with a deeper sense of invincibility after watching fellow officers Terrence Sutton convicted of killing Karan Hilton Brown and covering it up, and Andrew Zarowski, who also helped conceal the crime, pardoned by a president with 34 felonies, who told the press that cops will be able to do whatever they want. MPD later reinstated both officers. At the core of DC's systematic violence is a coordinated network of institutions and officials anchored by NPD, the DC Police Union, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for DC, the mayor, and reinforced by certain members of the council. Together, they maintain and expand a system that criminalizes, surveils, and controls Black communities. From Mayor Bowser bowing to demands to remove her performative Black Lives Matter mural, and DC Council member Brooke Prentel's draconian Secure DC and Peace DC bills to expand surveillance hub technology and federal police joint task forces. They serve as the architects and enforcers of permanent occupation under the guise of public safety. These departments have a monopoly on violence. They are given the power to use violence with the presumption of legitimacy, while Black people who would be caged, beaten, or killed for daring to defend themselves were forced. They enforce who is allowed to live and who is allowed to fight back. Police also control their own accountability, shielded by intentionally dysfunctional systems and police unions. Officers avoid accountability while union leaders, the president, demand law and order for everybody but themselves. Greg Pemberton, chair of the DC Police Union, has long aligned with far-right politics. As evidenced in his congressional lobbying testimony, appearance on conservative media, he now openly supports the President's National Guard deployment to DC. The DC Office of Disciplinary Counsel alleges that Pemberton and now federal prosecutor Jennifer Kirkhoff Muskins conspired to edit footage from Trump's 2017 inaugural protest to hide exculpatory evidence and conceal its source, which ended up being the far-right group Project Veritas. Yet Pemberton is dominating headlines, casting doubt on MPD's own crime data over alleged number tampering, despite his own record. And I just want to end by saying, we refuse to live in fear. We move in power. Self-determination and safety means rejecting the state's definition of protection. Policing, surveillance, and militarized occupation are not about keeping us safe, they're about controlling us. We have the right and responsibility to define what safety means in our own communities and to build it ourselves through systems of care, community, accountability, and collective defense, rooted in our values, not in their control. Real safety comes from our people, not from the state. We want and deserve safe, healthy, and thriving communities. We are rooted in the strength of our ancestors, whose blood soaks this land, now known as DC, formerly called Natchitoches, in the unceded ancestral homelands of the Piscataway people. We are building systems of community safety, care, defense, and liberation outside of the state, in our own neighborhoods. We stand in solidarity with all people targeted by the same systems and institutions and the same tactics, including migrants kidnapped, trafficked, and caged by ICE in our city. We must, we can, and we will.
So what I didn't mention too is that we are intentional on going into the community. Shout out to Guns Down Friday over there. That going into our communities and giving our people the tools to actually teach our people their rights while this is happening. Because it's not about that they're getting crime down. It's about community keeping community members safe, where we're going to let them know, because they're not educating them on what's going on and why it's going on. So we're going into the trenches of our neighborhoods, telling them their rights and letting them know what this authoritarianism and fascism country looks like right now in DC, this occupation. So it's our duty to actually let people know what rights they have right now, even if we're living in an unjust, unconstitutional time. At the end of the day, when we finish watching these courts and protecting our people and participatory defense, we're going to win. Because when we fight, we what? When we fight, we what? And we don't care how many people you lock up, we coming to get our people. We coming to get our people. And so with that, Also, we want y'all to know that we can't do this alone. We can't do this alone because DC is not a state. DC is not a state. And if we was a state, we probably wouldn't be in the predicament that we're in right now, right? And so I want to call up my co-founder, Kelsey, who's also co-founder of Free DC, is also a part of DC Vote, and one of the #1 statehood people who constantly keep yelling statehood in my head right now. To speak to you all, tell y'all why it's important that DC gets statehood and why we need the people nationally to call their Congress people and standing in solidarity with DC. Hey, okay. Can we take a moment to put up our signs? Y'all know I like to do that. I want to make sure that the media gets the messaging clear. Militarizing cities to distract from pedophilia is not great. Free DC. Stop pretending your racism is patriotism. Free DC. Happy, joyous, and free DC. Ice out of our streets and free DC. You know what that F6 file shit is about. Free DC, period, okay? So, y'all, downtown Washington, D.C. has always been more than